You guys, you know what time it is. This is time for Pesach shopping with Malkah. It's been a whole year. This year I was a little behind on my Pesach shopping, and it is now Erev Chag, the night before the holiday. I usually shop much earlier than this, but here's where we are, Sometimes, we got a war this time and things are going on, lots of stuff. The kids have been home all the time because there's no school, and things are a little bit different this year. So I left my shopping to the last minute, and now here we are. We are gonna have, I think, a rather crazy time. It is approximately 8:15 p.m. in Jerusalem, the holy city. The Jewish people are getting ready for the holiday. Are you excited? I'm a little scared, I'm not gonna lie. But together, we can get through this, okay? Let's go. Okay, stage one, trying to get a scanner for our stuff, except they're out of scanners. So we'll just start shopping and we'll get a scanner later, I guess. Let's walk around. Okay, well, we got a lot of stuff for the bathroom and cooking utensils of all kinds, and a neat little chopper. Knife sharpener, can't go wrong with that. Oh, we have traffic. It's like going the wrong way down a highway, but that's okay. We're not gonna get mad. Part of the magic of Passover shopping is that you should not get mad at anybody, because it's gonna be totally nuts. Okay, one of the things you need for your Passover kitchen is some aluminum foil. People make jokes about this. That is the degree to which a lot of people aluminum foil up their kitchen. And there's different widths and toughnesses of aluminum foil. Look at this. This is like some major, oh, that's not aluminum foil, that's plastic tablecloth covering. And here we have shelf covering, because people are trying to get their food to be totally free of chametz, which is leavening. Now you say to yourself, okay, so you just don't buy bread, right? Just don't buy bread, and then you won't have leavening. Or don't put yeast in your food and you won't have leavening. But the Jews, they take this stuff really seriously. So it says no leavening, so we have no leavening. Zero. Ephes, as we say in Hebrew. Ephes means zero. 0%, not one crumb. So people are extremely, extremely meticulous to make sure that they are covering all their countertops and shelving to separate from any minuscule tiny amount. Now, there's different levels of how far people go. That's the truth. There are different levels. Some people go really, really far, and some people just clean up. But anyway, for everybody who wants to cover their shelves, we got you covered. Now, as you can see, there's a lot of plastic plate sets. Oh, I'm in the way. I'm in the way for basically everyone in this entire store. Hang on, here we go, through the traffic. Slicha. So as you can see, there's a lot of plastic plate sets. This is because a lot of people don't have a whole set of Passover dishes, and they're having guests. Seder is a time to have your family over. So you want to make sure you have everything that you need in order to have a fun family experience. As you can see, there's a load of wines, lots and lots of wine, because drinking 4 cups of wine is part of the Seder experience. Here's juice for people who want to do juice for the little kids. Okay, you can see here that I'm not the first person to have arrived at the store. This is a little bit of what the pandemonium of the night before Passover looks like. We have people checked out different pots. Here's the line, by the way. And there's spices. And, most people, they buy a whole new set of spices because they are concerned that their spices might have a tiny, tiny bit of chametz, of leavening inside, whether intentional or unintentional. And they say, you know what? It's worth the cost. Because Hashem, we are ready to do anything for you. We'll spend our money. We'll go to the store at crazy hours. We'll smush together in the line. We'll get those new spices for you, Lord. Okay, people, we've got our scanner. So now we scan. Okay, we're gonna push our cart and get some more stuff. Here's something that I could really use. It's for making charoset, which is an apple-based dish, apple and nuts. And this is ground walnuts. And I'm gonna use this in making my charoset. It's already ground up for me. I don't have to do a thing. Here we have a whole selection of really pretty tablecloths. I might get a new one for the holiday. Okay, I picked a tablecloth. What do you guys think? Here we are, we're in the fruits and vegetables. I had to make it through a perilous aisle back there to try and just make it to the vegetables and fruits. But here we are, the Jewish people filling up on healthy fruits and vegetables for our holiday. And I want to show you some special stuff right here. Here, look at this. Do you know what this is? You know what this is? This is horseradish, a giganto amount of horseradish. There's like 4 horseradishes in here. And people grate it. Chazeret, it's called. People grate it and they eat it during Passover. It's one of the symbolic foods that we eat during Passover. And there's also lettuce and there's also celery. We're definitely going to get some of that. It's also fresh garlic season in Israel. Check that out. See it? There's the fresh garlic. We're definitely going to get some of that. Here we go. You guys, check it out. We got bikes. Look at these nice bikes for kids, because people like to give their kids special prizes on Passover. Here we have all kinds of delicious coconut and nut-based cookies, and some of them are good for Sfaradim. So, for example, these peanut cookies could be eaten by someone of a Sephardic ancestry, but not someone of a European ancestry. And here we have Ashkenazi treat of the season. These are delicious coconut cookies. Yum, yum, yum. Check this out. This pallet of matzahs was probably like 10 matzahs high. Matzah boxes. And now look at it. It has been pillaged. This is shmura matzah. This is matzah that the wheat has not been in contact for sure with water, because someone has been watching it. And here you have, there's so many matzahs, but not as many matzahs as some years because we came a little bit late. Luckily, I have already bought my matzah. But if you want to know which matzah I bought, it's this one. How tired do I look? It ain't pretty. It ain't pretty. But we keep going. Here's what we look like out here. Check it out. Here's the peeps. We are shopping. We're in this together. We are in this together. Check this out, you guys. This is kosher for Passover. Pizza base. Kosher for Passover laffa bread. That's pretty cool. Kosher for Passover, like sandwich bread. That's pretty cool, right? I happen to not use that stuff on Passover because I like to go old school. You know, I like to just be eating my matzah. But, you know, the Jewish people, the startup nation, we have innovated. And now you can eat fluffy, sandwichy-like material even on Passover. Check out these nice apples. Look, this is great for our charoset that we talked about. Remember when we talked about the delicious apple spread? It reminds us, the apple spread, it reminds us of the mortar that we used to have to put between the bricks to make all those nice pyramids that people like to visit in Egypt. You're welcome. This is the dairy aisle. Here we got some wines. As you can see again, people have been here. The Jews have shown up already to buy their wines, and people will spend a lot of money to have the Hebrew word I want you to learn now is meshubach. Meshubach, very illustrious and better. What's the word I'm looking for? It's so late at night. Meshubach, praiseworthy, exemplary wines to honor this special holiday of Passover. Look at all this wine. This is all kosher wine, you guys. All of it. All kosher wine. Look, we even have like a kosher champagne style bottle here. This is cute. You got pink, white. I don't know what the difference is. All here, lots of grape juice. These people are going to want their grape juice for the children. Look at all that kosher wine. Okay, guys, this is a cart check for now. This is how we're doing. Can you see it? Here's our cart. Here's how we're doing so far. Okay, now we are here in a different section. Here we have all kinds of matzah covers. Look how pretty. Ooh. And plata covers for when you're warming up your food. Here we have beautiful wash cups for washing hands. We wash our hands ritually before we eat bread type products, including matzahs. Here we have a beautiful kos shel Eliyahu, the cup of Elijah the prophet. We pour a cup for Elijah the prophet. Here's another one. Look at this big silver one. Here's the size of my hand, right? So you can see that it's very, very large. We're here next to the milk products. Look, we have this. Batzek alim lepesach. Puff pastry dough for Passover. Can you believe that? And pizza dough for Passover. How convenient. And here we have all kinds of cutlery for, when you're having all your guests over. Again, not so orderly anymore. It looks like it's been rifled through a little bit. Sometimes you're out and you're like, I'm working so hard and I've cleaned so much for Passover. I deserve something nice, So I'm just going to go ahead and get myself a new broom head. Here we have candles, because we're definitely going to be lighting candles. And we have lots of dish soap. Now, you're basically using almost everything new in your kitchen. Everything, especially that has to do with food prep, you're using new. So I'm going to definitely get a new dish soap. I see one that looks kind of good. That one looks fun to me. I'm going to get that. And here's wicks for candles. And here's lots of plastic containers because people are not using their regular home stuff that they usually are. So this is a little bit totally nuts, but that's okay. I went to go find knives, plastic knives to go with my plastic forks and plastic spoons that I bought. No knives, no knives. I looked all around. Knives? No, there were spoons, there were forks. I'm gonna have to go to a different store to get knives. Okay, here we are in the baking aisle, and you might think to yourself, well, useless, right? I can't do anything. What baking am I going to do on Passover? False. Lots of baking to do on Passover. Here is brown sugar of various kinds, all kinds of tins and trays for your baking. Here's fillings. We got date spread. We got condensed milk. We got cranberry sauces of all kinds. And check this out, we got cake mix. This is kosher for Passover cake mix. Chocolate chips. Extracts. Pudding mix. We're set. We can do all the baking we want. Well, not all the baking we want, because there's no flour. Some people are going to be using, here, look at this. This is a gluten-free pie crust. So people can make pie, waffles, in case you just can't go a week without your waffle, you know what I mean? You need it. You need your waffle fix this week of all weeks we've got you covered. Here we got coffee. We got candy. All the stimulants. How you doing? How's your Passover shopping?
Passover's wonderful.
Okay, here we have a treat which I only buy once a year. This is called chocolate spread. There is not a single piece of nutritional value. I mean, if you were stuck on a desert island, it would help keep you alive because of the calorie content. Check that out. No worth, but it's delicious on matzah. So I buy it for my kids once a year. I say, hey kids, go nuts. Enjoy your matzah, because we are Ashkenazi Jews. We don't eat things like peanut butter. Peanuts are called kitniot, and they do not fall within the tradition of Ashkenazi European Jewry to eat during Passover. So we continue to hold on to that tradition, even though there's always ongoing discussions about stuff like that, because now that the Jews have come back to the land of Israel and have come together again, there are a lot of questions about whether we should reunite the traditions, all kinds of traditions, including the traditions of what we can and cannot eat on Passover. So for now, a lot of people hold on to their traditions from their ancestors, their more immediate ancestors. But there are people who are transitioning over into eating kitniot a little bit more, because they figure that they can rely on the Sephardic Jews to help them out, help them figure out how to do that properly and kosher Pesach. Okay guys, Dateline, Jerusalem. It is 10:15 at night. I've been here now for 2 hours. I had to double back to the entrance of the store to get some of the aluminum foil for wrapping up the kitchen, and there are people showing up now, starting to come in for grocery shopping. It is real. Look. Here's the line. You can start to see the tiredness on the faces. People have been working for days and days, if not weeks, to make this holiday. It is extremely labor intensive to make the Passover holiday. And the Jewish people are doing it. Look at all these eggs. Look at all these chips. Look at all these paper towels. People are stocking up for a week. They're stocking up for a week of hosting, a week of eating. This year is also a little bit different because it's a war. The war is still on. A lot of times there are lots of activities around the Passover holiday, and people take their kids out and they go do fun things, and there's festivals and the restaurants are filled. And even though we're allowed to go out, and some restaurants are open and have guests, and people are probably going to get together with friends and with family and make barbecues and things, it's a lot more staying at home this time around. So people have to make sure they got lots of food and drink and can keep people fed and entertained at home. Here we are. Here's our cart so far. It's not even that bad. That's the truth. It's not even so bad. The reason being that I'm not going to buy my meat and chicken here. I'm going to get it at another store tomorrow because I just don't have the strength. I don't have the strength, and they don't exactly have what I want here at this particular store. I go to a butcher who has what I'm looking for. We're almost done, you guys. Thanks for hanging in with me. It's been an adventure, right? Okay, let's get to the end. Let's get to the finish line. Still good moods happening out here. People having fun. People trying to have good attitudes. Have a good attitude about it. Hitler wanted the grocery stores in Jerusalem to be empty. And they are full. In your face, Hitler. Here we are headed toward checkout. You see those machines right there? That's where we got to get to. You see these huge overflowing carts? That's what stands in our way. Everybody, there are two systems here where you can pay. One is where you just stand in line and do it regular, like probably everybody knows to do. You put it on the conveyor belt and it gets scanned, and then you put it in a bag. But what I've been doing this whole time is scanning my groceries with this thing so that I can just weigh my cart and go. And I'm a little nervous because I've been filming with you guys this whole time. I'm scared maybe I didn't scan something. But we're gonna see in a second if all my scanning was accurate, and we can just weigh our cart and go. Moment of truth, here we go. Oh my gosh, nope. Let's try again. Dun, ta-da! I made it. Amazing. We're gonna pick some bags and get out of here. Oh my gosh, you guys. We're in the parking lot. All we gotta do is pack up the car, and we have done it. We have shopped for Passover together. Here we are on our way to the car. Here's our stuff. I'm not gonna make you guys stand and pack the car with me. I just wanna thank you all so much for joining me on this quest, this mission to get our food for Passover. We did it. I really wanna wish you a Passover of big miracles. Hashem, our God, chose the Jewish people for a special mission in this world. We're trying to do it. And the Passover story is about a God who doesn't just align himself with kings. He aligns himself with slaves, the lowest. We can all connect. We can all be a part. God is with us. May God be with you. Wishing you all the best. Chag Kasher V'Sameach. Love you so much from Jerusalem.